Hey everybody, Hatcher here with gaming news, reviews, and tips, GNRT, and today we're reviewing the Thrustmaster TWCS Throttle. Now I picked this throttle up to play DCS World, and this is the first throttle that I've purchased. Now, not only do you have options of where to buy the throttle from online, but you also have the option of buying it alone, in combination with the T16000 joystick, or as a complete package with rudder pedals, the T16000, and the throttle. In my opinion, the best value for your money if you want to buy this throttle is to pair it with the T16000 joystick, as the two are quite compatible together, and it's only an extra $60 Canadian on top of the price of the throttle to get the joystick added in. Cost-wise, the TWCS Throttle is what I would call either a lower mid-range throttle. Pretty good value for your money. To give you an idea, here in Canada, where I'm located, to special order it from a computer store here, it's about $109. As far as buttons and features, the TWCS Throttle, as the name suggests, has a sliding throttle action. You can move it backwards and forwards to assign the throttle axis. You've got a dial on the left-hand side that you can use to assign another axis to. And then for your main buttons, on the front side of the controller, you do have a mini stick that you can use with your index finger. There is a switch that can be moved both up and down by your middle finger. And then two buttons, one for the pinky finger and one for the ring finger. And then there also is a rudder paddle switch that can be moved left or right on the front hand side as well. On the left hand side of the throttle, there's a hat switch and then four buttons that are set as switches on the left hand side as well. So these four buttons come in two clusters or groups of two separate controllers, let's say. And then finally, a button on the very bottom of the left hand side of the controller. Now, Thrustmaster has its own software for these peripherals called the Target software, and this is what you need to use in order to make any adjustments or to make any button assignments for this particular device. So, what do I like and not like about this particular peripheral? Well, first and foremost, I'll say that it has met my needs for an entry-level first throttle. It has a lot of buttons, and for playing DCS, I was able to assign most of the buttons that I would like to assign without any great degree of difficulty. The button positions are really handy and they're ergonomic, so it works out quite well in that regard. So it really does what it needs to do as an entry-level throttle system. As far as things that are a little bit less than ideal, the software can be cumbersome to learn at the beginning, the Target software. It can be a little bit cumbersome and difficult to use, and every time you want to use the controller, you actually have to run a specific profile that you've assigned. And so it's something that you have to remember to turn on every time you're going to play your game. Now, probably the biggest downside for this throttle is that I do find the throttle component of it, which is what it's mainly meant to do, it's a little sticky. It's not smooth action. And so it does have an adjustment on the bottom side of the throttle that you can adjust the stiffness or the fluidity, but I've been unable to get it to move just nice and smooth. Sometimes there's always a little bit of stickiness or jerkiness. It really doesn't affect gameplay. It more just affects your immersion. So, what's the readout on this? Would I recommend it? Would I not recommend it? I absolutely would recommend this throttle. It's been good and suited my needs. If I were to do it over again with the amount that I'm playing DCS World, I'd likely invest in something a little bit higher quality, just because I do enjoy that immersion. So if I had everything to do over, I'd probably invest in a new and different throttle, or in a different throttle. Anyway, I hope this review has helped you out. Again, this throttle has met all of my needs. The buttons are placed really well. It's very ergonomic and it's been fun to use. But if I were to do it over again, I would buy a higher quality one. It's just that you're looking at about 2 or 3 times the price in order to get into that next category. For example, the Warthog throttle. Anyway, if you enjoyed this review and you found it helpful, please give me a like, subscribe, or leave a comment down below, and we'll see you in game.